Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? A gracious good morning to you good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do and you know why I do it. It is Monday morning. It's 2:58 in the a.m. and it is June 2nd. Now, I just opened my internet to see a little blurb. I don't know how I missed this, but the blurb said, Kash Patel tells Jasmine Crockett to go back to the zoo. Now, I immediately started researching, and that quote was attributed to J.D. Vance, and it happened during a hearing, an oversight hearing. Now, they had, who did they have? They said Kash Patel, then they said somebody else in the Trump administration. But in my research, it says the quote was attributed to J.D. Vance, and it was muttered, but it was also picked up on a mic. Now, this is according to all the sources that I've researched. And when Jasmine asked him to repeat it, of course he did not, because there was no way of dismissing it or lying about it because it was caught on a mic. And she asked him to repeat it for the record. And of course he didn't. And it's a matter of record anyway, because she asked for a playback of the audio. Now, this is according to the story. I'm still researching. I cannot find that soundbite. But I'm not going to dismiss it, because that is the mindset of many folk, some of whom are darker than I am. Now, I'm not the blackest black person in the world. I need to say that. I have freckles. You know, I'm what folks consider light-skinned. I am of indigenous, Afro, Irish ancestry. Hence the fair skin and the freckles. And it's ginger Irish, Welsh Irish. Just to be clear, which also has its own set of problems. The Afro is Nigerian, according to my DNA. And I'm proud of all my ancestry, because all represent marginalized people. And I want to say, the Welsh Irish were marginalized among themselves, among the Irish people. And then the Irish were also marginalized when they came to the United States. They had signs, that said no dogs. And Irish was below the dog when they came to the United States. Colonialism knows no bounds. And when I say colonialism, I want you to take the word colonize as part of that mindset. Wow. And it is still prevalent among people who have, I won't say British ancestry or British colonization mindset, Now, the British weren't the only colonizers. I want to say colonization goes hand in hand with the thought and the historical context of aristocracy. I want you to think about that. Portugal had a slave trade. The Dutch had a slave trade. Spain had a slave trade. Everybody had their hand in making a few bucks on human suffering, on human trafficking, on human bondage. But see, when you objectify, you don't see human. And that's what makes it all possible. When you make something less than human, you get to treat it like an object. Who or what are the less than humans in your life? Now, I know there's a bunch of folks who have upset and upheaval. The who or what have you subjugated to the point where, you have lost all human decency? Not them, you. And how do you claim Christianity or whatever organized thought or religion, because the majority of which are foundationally about love? How do you reconcile or conjoin a hate premise with love? Because again, subjugation comes from objectifying something, dehumanizing something or someone. And you love them? I want you to think about in your positioning.